I think you're right, Dennis, and it's been a terrific watch this afternoon. What do you think, in essence, has been the difference between the two players this afternoon, Steve?
I think Neil Robertson's been a more complete player, and I'm not so sure about the outcome now. I did think that Jamie Cope was going to cause Neil Robertson some problems. I know every session's different, but after watching that, I'm not too sure that Neil Robertson's not in another class. And I'm not being rude about Jamie Cope, because I think he's a great player, and we're going to see him on the screens a lot more.
Yeah, I think he's, as Steve said, he's played a little bit good safety as well as great potting and great break building. But saying that, the match is certainly not over. It's only 5-2. As Dennis said in the commentary there, Jamie could come out and win a couple of frames in quick succession. And but Neil Robertson's made all the running.
We've seen some absolutely amazing single pots from Jamie Cope. Even one just towards the end of that last frame, we were both gasping in amazement, to be honest. But
he's a tremendous putter, absolutely tremendous putter. And if he gets on a run, he's very, very dangerous. But Neil Robertson has played a really good game, and he's contained them very, very well. That's
the point I was going to make. And is it about using his greater experience in the more difficult situations at this point, Ken, that's making the difference?
I think he is a lot more experienced. As Steve said, you know, he's played in the World Championships, got to the quarterfinals, and he's been around, and he's played out there a lot more times than Jamie Cope. So he has that experience in the bag. It's Jamie's first time, but, you know, as I said, there's still a long way to go.
Yeah. A few hours between this session and the start of the next. How did you fill your time between sessions in a final, Steve?
Well, it depends on how much time you have. I mean, obviously you've got to eat, and sometimes you get a chance to rest. You can sometimes shut your eyes for 20 weeks, something like that. But, you know, your head's usually spinning around with ideas as well. You don't really need too much practice, but it's nice to perhaps get a unwind.
Game of chess?
No, unwind, Ken.
Not at all.
Meditation.
Voting will shortly get underway for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year award. The main award will be decided by you, but there's 1 week left for you to nominate your unsung hero.
Sport is made up of so many unsung heroes.
Malcolm Fidgen took me at the age of 13 up to Manchester. He was the one that created that opportunity for me. I'm sure he was proud to see me achieve my dream.
Terrific from Gail.
My unsung hero is a lady called Margaret Smith. She was my first ever badminton coach, and she was a big inspiration. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here where I am today.
My unsung hero would be my coach, Alex Stanton, for the way that he's understood me as a person, me as an athlete, and encouraged that and tailored things and learned as we've gone along.
Their spirit and their skills and just the hard, unseen work they put in on a day-to-day basis, I think that is so very vital. We're going to look for 70,000 unsung heroes by 2012.
Tell us who you'd nominate. You can do so via the website bbc.co.uk/sports personality, or you can also pick up a form at your local BBC radio station. I wonder who Ken and Steve would nominate as your unsung hero. What do you think, Stevie?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
I have
there.
put you on the spot. I'll let you think about it. I'll let you think. But sports personality, we are in the presence of a former sports personality of the year.
Yes, and for somebody who didn't have a personality, I don't
Sorry, I thought you were talking about me.
Kenny, I'm sure you were well up there. Certainly in Ireland, anyway, in their one. Yeah, definitely. Now, a little word finally about this Grand Prix, because it's been a new format that we've had here in Aberdeen. We had a group stage. It caused all sorts of fantastic machinations and complications early on. It was terrific fun, I have to say, but it's got to be tweaked a little. How have you viewed this format, and can it continue like this?
Oh, it can continue, yes. I mean, hopefully, you know, along the way, nobody has any problems with players, one player not trying, another player trying, or anything happens like that. But it's a fun event. It's just a shame we don't have more ranking events to mess about with. Yeah.
Has it proved, Ken, that the gap between the top players and the lesser player has actually shrunk?
I think so, definitely, particularly over the best of five. You know, anybody could beat you. But I think it was quite exciting this week, you know, with all the players, particularly on the last couple of days about qualifying and who was going to qualify and who wasn't. And particularly great to see all the players in the players' room watching the scores and watching the TV, and it was just fantastic.
And we've actually managed to see some of the guys that we've been following since they were, well, not even teenagers, Judd Trump and Jamie Jones of Wales. And how valuable is the experience that they've had of having 5 matches against you guys?
I think that's the most important thing for them. It's a great sort of training ground for them. It gives them more matches at this stage of a tournament, and it's invaluable experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, and I think from my perspective, I mean, perhaps watching those players coming through, they need as much of that as possible. It's not easy to get it with only sort of 7 or 8 ranking events. They don't necessarily get the chances, and the people at home don't necessarily ever get to see those players until it's too late, really.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we've got 2 inexperienced guys in terms of getting to finals. It's their very first. We've got Neil Robertson, who is well ahead in this final, but can the youngster Jamie Cope come back at him? We'll be back at 8 o'clock this evening to see who will be triumphing in this. Which of these northern lights will shine brighter? I do hope you'll join us. 8 o'clock tonight. In the meantime, from us all on Sunday Grandstand. Bye-bye. Enjoy this in the company, in the commentary box of Clive Everton and Dennis Taylor. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Hazel. Good evening, everyone. Robertson needs to win 4 of the potential 10 frames tonight. Cope needs to win 7. Good for